Portugal, Italy, Greece. Which Golden Visa is right for you? Welcome everyone. I'm Murat Coşkun, Managing Partner at Get Golden Visa. Over the years, we worked with thousands of investors and families who wanted to create a Plan B, a practical, long-term solution that gives them more options and flexibility in an uncertain world. Having that second residency or citizenship isn't just about lifestyle. It's about planning ahead, building resilience, and having the freedom to decide where and how to live your life on your own terms. And the good news is, in Europe, there are several well-regulated programs that make this possible without having to relocate full-time or make life-changing decisions overnight. Many families rely on a single passport, and that works until something changes. We've seen this across different countries and regions. New regulations, shifting tax environments, political uncertainty, or simple lifestyle changes that make mobility harder. Golden Visa programs were created to give people a legal, structured way to gain European residency, and in some cases, citizenship, while keeping their current base of life and business intact. Today, I'll focus on three of the most established and reliable options in Europe: Portugal, Greece, and Italy. Each one has its own strengths, different investment routes, stay requirements, and citizenship timelines. And interestingly, the most flexible option isn't always the most expensive one. Let's start with the Greek Golden Visa. Greece remains one of the few European countries where you can still obtain residency through a real estate investment. The current real estate acquisition thresholds are 800,000 euros in areas with a high population density such as Athens, Saloniki, Mykonos, Santorini, and certain islands, 400,000 euros across most rural regions, and 250,000 euros for properties that are converted from a commercial use to residential or listed heritage buildings that meet certain conditions. For that third category with 250,000 euros, location does not matter. It can be in urban or rural areas, as long as it's a conversion from commercial to residential real estate. The standout advantage is flexibility. There's no requirement to live in Greece at all to keep your permit active. However, for citizenship, Greece requires 7 years of continuous full-time residence and passing both a language and a civics exam. So if your goal is flexibility and a tangible asset, Greece can be the right program for you. But if your long-term goal is citizenship, it requires actual residence and commitment. Moving on, let's jump on to the Italian Golden Visa program. Italy takes a completely different approach. It's not about property, but about investment into the real economy. There are 4 qualifying routes in the Italian Golden Visa program. Number 1, 250,000 euros in an innovative startup. Number 2, 500,000 euros in an established Italian company. Number 3, 1 million euro as a philanthropic donation. And number 4, 2 million euros in Italian government bonds. The process begins with a nulla osta, a government pre-approval. You submit your investment plan first, the authorities review it, and only after you receive approval do you transfer the funds. That approach is unique to Italy among the Golden Visa programs in Europe. You apply first, invest later. From an investor's point of view, that makes it a clean and secure process. If you merely want to keep your Italian residency permit and travel freely across the Schengen region, then there's no minimum stay requirement to keep the investor visa permit itself. You simply maintain the investment. However, if you're in it for a long-term permanent residency or citizenship in Europe, you must actually reside in Italy continuously, 5 years for EU long-term status, 10 years for citizenship, with B1 level Italian language proficiency and integration requirements. Italy tends to especially appeal to investors who value diversifying their non-property investments to Europe, or to those who value the optionality to relocate to Italy at some point in the future. Last but not least, let's discuss the Golden Visa program in Portugal. Portugal's Golden Visa has evolved. Since 2023, real estate purchases are no longer eligible. Today, there are 4 qualifying routes that lead to a Golden Visa in Portugal. But by far, the most popular option is a 500,000 euro investment in regulated private equity or venture capital funds in Portugal. The good thing is, this investment can be structured to match your risk and return appetite, and it doesn't have to be a single fund. You can diversify across several regulated funds as long as your total investment reaches 500,000 euros. For those who prefer to support cultural or artistic projects, there's also a donation route, starting at 250,000 euros and sometimes reduced to 200,000 euros for projects in low-density areas. But that option is, of course, a pure donation, not an investment. The stay requirement remains light. You need to roughly spend 7 days in Portugal every year, and after a certain number of years holding onto the Golden Visa in Portugal, you're eligible to apply for citizenship, subject to clean tax and criminal records and getting an A2 level language proficiency. Portugal stands out as the only EU program allowing a potential citizenship route without full-time residence and through a genuine investment, not a donation. Let's be honest, most people don't pursue these programs because they want a property or a fund. They do it for security, stability, and choice. A second residency or citizenship isn't just a lifestyle upgrade, it's really an insurance policy for your family's future. It gives access to European education, healthcare, and mobility, and most importantly, peace of mind. So how do you decide which program is right for you? Here's a simple framework. If you want citizenship with minimal stay, Portugal is the winner. If you prefer property ownership and full flexibility, choose Greece. And if you're drawn to a non-real estate investment in a country that you could actually more easily move to, Italy is ideal. Whichever one you choose, make sure that you approach it in a structured way. This is not merely an emotional decision, this is an investment decision and a decision about your future. Even as advisors, we've had the same questions our clients have. Is this safe? Is it worth doing it? What if the rules change? There's always some uncertainty. The difference lies in how well the program is designed and how resilient it stays when things actually do change. That's what ultimately matters. Let's briefly recap. Greece, 250 to 800,000 euros in property, no minimum stay to upkeep the residency permit, 7 years of residence needed for citizenship. Italy, 250,000 euros to 2 million euros in businesses, philanthropy or bonds, no stay requirement to maintain the residency, but 10-year full-time residence required for citizenship. Portugal, 250,000 euros to 500,000 euros in regulated funds or cultural donations, 7 days minimum annual stay, eventually goes to citizenship. In the end, this isn't just about investment or visas, it's about options, stability, and freedom of movement. The world moves faster than ever, and sometimes the most valuable investment you can make isn't financial at all. It's securing your ability to choose where and how you live your future. Thank you.